Oh, it's just blessed with gas. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, uh, in regards to that YouTubing in the mall the other day, um, I decided to go ahead and try to reach security, um, because I got a new security thing going on, and and they also have a store in the mall. This, because I was talking to one of the security guys the other day when I was in there, and he gave me that little flyer. Let's see if we can get it to zoom in. There you go. So they have this business that I guess they train security guards and stuff, and they sell supplies. And so uh, they uh, I decided to call over there and talk to like one of the boss men or something, and see what the deal was, because I couldn't understand why they walked me out of the mall. It was just really strange. So I was YouTubing in the mall, just walking down the middle of the mall, and to help promote the mall. I've done it several times in that mall and other malls, and so it was really strange. They came up to me and they were like, two young guys came up to me and they're like, "You can't videotape here." And I said, "Okay, sorry, no problem. I didn't know." And I go to turn it off, and then they're like, "Okay, now you need to come with us." And they escorted me out of the mall. I was like, "What the heck?" I mean, that's kind of severe, you know what I mean? And then he was trying to say some junk about trespass or something. He was talking to the guy, and it was like, "What?" So anyway, uh, I called that number, and I talked to a girl. She says her dad owns a business, and she was real nice. And I said, this is what happened the other day, and I'm just wondering what the deal is. And she said, "Well, it's just policy for this mall." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." I said, "You guys should like post it or something." And she said, "Well, there's signs at every door. I guess they got stickers on the windows or something." I've never seen them. I will have to look the next time I go over there to see, because I've never noticed it. And I've never heard of anybody in any mall that says don't videotape, because everybody's always got their phone out. They're always taking pictures, and they're always doing video and doing YouTube. You see it all the time. But anyway, and I mean, I don't mind if they don't like it and they tell me don't. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that at all. And I'm not out to offend anybody. I don't need any negativity. I like to try to keep it positive. You know what I mean? Not a problem. So anyway, she was pretty nice about it, but she said the reason behind it is because there was so much negativity being posted by video on Facebook about that mall, that they just decided no more. And so I said, "Well, I'm just doing it to promote them all. Like tourists look at my videos and stuff, and they can see the shops that that are now in the mall, because there's a lot of new shops in the mall, even though majority of it is gone." At one point there was only like 5 stores in there. Now there's like 15, and they chopped half the mall off to put a big apartment building in the back, and they make more money with the apartment building than they ever do with the mall, because like the rents 20 years ago were 20K a month for a storefront, and today it's less than 1,000. Yeah, and it's a limited lease, because they're trying to decide if they're going to tear down another half of the mall, or they're going to tear the whole thing down, or what they're going to do. And they're dealing back and forth with the city. Last I heard, the city said, if you want to tear any of it down, you're going to tear the whole thing down. We're not going to let you do part of it. See, if they just did part of it, they could build another apartment building. So I don't know. And then there was some story somebody told me the other day that they're talking about selling some of the land or something. I don't know. I do know that a couple of the businesses actually um, own the building and the ground and all So I do know that much. And like Dillard's, they bought theirs, and then recently the mall bought it back for humongous money to put Dillard's out. And they really hadn't done much of anything. They put a Spirit Halloween in there. It's only there for like 3 months. And yeah, so but they got a haunted house that runs like all year round. Oddly enough, it'll close down for about 4 weeks. It'll reopen again. And that's kind of interesting. They must be doing a heck of a business. So anyway, the girls, I said, well, the guy said something about trespass. On the way out, he was talking to the other guy, and she says, no, no, no. She says, you're not trespassed. I said, well, I just want to make sure because I don't want to bother anybody. And I said, I did exactly what they said. As soon as it came up, they were kind of meek about it. They weren't like real vicious or anything. And they said, you can't videotape them all. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. No problem. And I went to, I put the camera down to the floor. So if you look at the vlog, you'll see that I was tilting it down to the floor while I was trying to turn it off. And the one guy was like, you're still videotaping. I said, no, I'm not. I'm just turning it off. And it's down to the floor. Like, the floor's a really exciting place to videotape, right? So anyway, she said, no, that what we do is if they keep videotaping, after we tell them the first time and they do it again or something, she says, then we escort them out of the mall. And she says, that's just for the day. And I said, well, I turned it off. And then they were escorting me out of the mall, these two guys. I said, I thought that was pretty extreme. I said, I didn't start videoing again or anything. I did exactly what they asked, not a problem. I don't have a problem with it at all. And so she said, well, our mistake. I'm sorry if they were rude to you or anything. And I was like, well, thank you. I said, I just couldn't understand why they came up to me about videoing in the mall, and I was just going down the center of the mall. I didn't like go in stores and look at all kinds of things, which I've done that before. And so, because a lot of stores, they'll permit it, and you say, hey, I'm on YouTube, it's okay if I, video your store, and show some of your things and your business card, whatever. And people love that. I've done it at events and stuff, and people just love that. So it's not like you're trying to do anything horrible. I was just out to show the new shops in the mall. And so when people say, where's the mall? When they come to the area, then they know, Other than that, everything else is just a little strip mall in this area, in like a, 25-mile radius? Probably about that. Yeah. Unless you go down in the other places and stuff like Destin or, down to Navarre or something like that. But for an actual real live mall, this is about the only one I think of other than Destin Commons. But yeah, so it worked out okay. She was real nice, and she did apologize if they were a little bit out of control on the deal or whatever. And it was nice of her to explain why. I can understand that, not a problem. I just won't videotape in there anymore if I go over there. I don't have a problem with it at all. I just think it's kind of sad because there's some new businesses in there, and I didn't get all of them, unfortunately, and the current ones that are still existing. It was like a 30-minute vlog I did the other day. So, anyway, I just thought I'd let you guys know, and it all worked out okay. And another positive aspect of a day and another blessed day. As usual, do something kind for a stranger. Love everybody. And we'll see you in the next one. Love you.